time to talk some NFL draft. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears and give you guys my 7-round mock draft for the Chicago Bears for this upcoming NFL draft. So if you're a Bears fan, make sure to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. Make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms, guys, and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Let's get into it. All right, so here we go. You guys have been waiting for this video for quite some time. My official Bears mock draft, right? What are the Bears going to do in every single round? And even though I mentioned 7-round mock draft, the Bears have 8 picks. All right, we're just saying 7-round because there's 7 rounds in the NFL draft, but the Bears have 8 picks, and I'll go through every single one of those and tell you guys who I have the Bears taking. All right, so with that being said, let's talk about the needs, though, before I give you guys my official mock draft, okay? There are 4 clear needs to me heading into this draft for the Chicago Bears, okay? In no particular order. It's quarterback. Actually, that is number 1 and biggest need, so maybe that is in the first order. But after that, offensive line, cornerback, and receiver, all right? Quarterback, offensive line, cornerback, and receiver. Those are all needs for the Bears. And so when you take a look at the mock that I have put together, you will notice that a lot of the positions are those positions of need, all right? Could the Bears certainly invest in other positions? Yes, but that's what you are supposed to do. You're supposed to go ahead and draft where you need players, right, in those positions. So with that being said, those are the positions that the Bears are, weak in and need to improve. And so here we go. My official mock draft for the Chicago Bears should be on your screen right now. So here we go. As I mentioned, Bears have 8 draft picks. So we've got a first rounder, a second rounder, a third rounder, a fifth, and 4 6th-round picks, right? So there we go, 4 6th-round picks. So, folks, the possibility of the Bears trading their picks is very real. So there's a very good chance this does not end up being the case come draft time where the Bears keep all 8 picks, right? They could certainly trade them. But with that being said, taking a look at the mock here, I've got Tevin Jenkins, the offensive lineman out of Oklahoma State, with the Bears' first overall pick. I've been very consistent with this. I told you guys this in my initial mock draft that I think the Bears are going to be safe with that first-round pick and go ahead and take an offensive lineman. And actually, let me prioritize the positions of need, right? Number 1 is quarterback. After that, I would say offensive line. Then I would probably say for this next season, corner, then receiver. All right? You can probably flip-flop corner receiver. I don't want to argue with you too much. But certainly it's quarterback, then offensive line. And so that's why this pick with Tevin Jenkins makes the most sense here for the Bears. It's a safe pick. Again, if you go ahead and reach for a guy, a quarterback, and it doesn't work out, I mean, Ryan Pace might as well write his own pink slip out of Chicago at that point. And you know what? The only scenario where I do see the Bears drafting a quarterback in the first round is if one of those quarterbacks falls to them, right? We've heard the talk about Matt Jones, Trey Lance. But again, the more and more we hear about, these guys and the closer we get to the draft, it seems like they're going even higher now, right? Like we know 3 quarterbacks are going in the top 5. And now it's like Trey Lance and Matt Jones could go in the top 10. And at worst, they'll go 15. Because remember, I told you 15 is where the Patriots pick. And I don't think Matt Jones or Trey Lance are getting past the Patriots. So at this point, you're probably talking about a guy like a Kyle Trask at number 20. And if you reach for him and he doesn't pan out, that's why I said that's not going to obviously look good for Ryan Pace. And yeah, he knows the thing or two about reaching for a guy, a quarterback, and it not working out. So I'm going with Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma State. I think he's a safe, solid pick, and it fits a need. All right, second round, wide receiver Amari Rodgers out of Clemson. This is a guy who's a slot receiver, quick, has good hands, and not the fastest, but I do think he is explosive still and is going to help address a need because I mentioned to you guys, I believe the Bears are done with Anthony Miller. It's really A-Rob and then Mooney, and we know A-Rob might not be here long-term, so we need another guy alongside Darnell Mooney. And I believe Amari Rodgers has some good potential, so I have them taking him in the second round. At the third round, here we go. The pick everybody wants to hear about. I do have the Bears taking quarterback here, Kellen Mond out of Texas A&M. Now, I talked about him in my other videos. He's a very polarizing quarterback. He's still got a lot to work on with his mechanics, but we see the raw talent, right? And he's a dual threat guy. And here's the thing. I talked about a couple of quarterbacks that would be available in day 2 of the NFL draft. We talked about Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond, obviously, Davis Mills, guys like that. Well, similarly to the first round quarterbacks, it seems like Kyle Trask might get taken in the first round as well. Like, he might go in the back end of the first round. So if the Bears don't grab him at 20, which I'm not advocating they should, I'm just saying if they don't, he doesn't make it into the second or third round. And I'm not even sure Kellen Mond does, right? I'm putting him in here at 83 in the third round. I'm not sure if he lasts that long, so we might have to take a guy like a Davis Mills. Point being here is, I do think that the Bears take a shot on a quarterback in day 2 for sure. I do think we draft a quarterback here. I told you my preference is get guys with experience. Don't make the same mistake you did with Mitchell Trubisky. You get these guys who haven't played a lot of football, and again, it didn't work out. So I want guys that have been starters for multiple years and have that experience under the belt. Trask and Mond both have that, so obviously that works out. But Kyle Trask's stock has been going through the roof, and I don't think he's going to, last that long. All right, so that's why I've got Kellen Mond there at with the third round pick. And you need a guy. You need a guy behind Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton can't be the only quarterback on this roster, and you have nothing for the future. All right, take a stab at a guy at least. All right, so I hope the Bears do that. And so I do think Kellen Mond has the potential to hopefully fall to the Bears in the third round. All right, moving on down here in the fifth round, I've got the Bears taking Kerry Vincent, cornerback out of LSU. Again, fits a need. We lost Kyle Fuller. We need more corners, and so this is going to be a pick that addresses a clear need. And then in the sixth round, I didn't do any trades, right? So all of the sixth round picks, I have them drafting guys. Linebacker Buddy Johnson out of Texas A&M, give some good depth there. Wide receiver, another one, Jalen Camp out of Georgia Tech. And another guy I thought about, who a lot of guys have brought up, the wide receiver from Illinois. His last name is incredibly difficult to pronounce. I think it's Josh Matterbaby. I'm not sure. I probably botched that. But he's another guy that's got some potential that the Bears could look to draft here. So I do think they could maybe take 2 receivers. I haven't taken 2, so it's possible. But Jalen Camp out of Georgia Tech. And then defensive end Jonathan Cooper. You can never have enough edge rushers from Ohio State. And then finally another corner, Rashad Wildgoose out of Wisconsin. So as you can tell, I'm doubling down on positions of need in this draft. 2 receivers, 2 cornerbacks, an offensive lineman, a quarterback. So again, as you see how my mock draft has shaken up, it's addressing a lot of those needs. But basically, let me say this, all right? Because past the 5th, 6th round, I mean, it's a crapshoot for those guys panning out. First 3, 4 rounds are the most important. What do I want in the first 3, 4 rounds for sure? I want an offensive lineman. I want a quarterback. At least those 2. If we go through the first 3, 4 rounds and we don't draft an offensive lineman or a quarterback, I'm going to be very unhappy. Not that I already am not unhappy with the Bears and the management. But that's another thing. So I need that. I need that to happen. Give me a quarterback. Give me an offensive lineman. And hopefully that should be enough for the Bears. And I think we could do something and something could pan out here in terms of who we draft. So there you have it, folks. My mock draft for the Chicago Bears, my 7th-round mock draft for the Bears. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. A lot of you guys have sent me your mock draft, so I'd love to hear what you guys think. But yeah, Kyle Trask would have been nice, folks, but I don't think he's going to make it to the Bears unless they reach for him. I got him going with the safe pick, but a lot of mock drafts have the Bears taking receiver with the number 1 pick, maybe a quarterback, but it's going to be fun to see. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.